Dungeon Alchemist, a program used to make maps on the fly and export them to your favorite VTT. How is it? Let's talk about it. I'm Jeff with Hillbilly Hobgoblins, and we're going to take a look. Okay, so we have here the base program for Dungeon Alchemist, and I've been using this. I have about 6 hours, maybe seven, put into it. And I'm going to give you like a little tutorial with like reviews mixed in. So, really easy to use. Just add a new map, digital. It also gives you the option to print them out if you want to do that, which is amazing. But digital for my purposes. And let's go 25 by 25. You select what kind of train you want. Terrain, not train. There's no trains. Uh, let's go with jungle, and then you can choose hills, fjords, mountains, floodplains, ravines, canyons. Let's go with flat for the sake of this. No water. You can also choose if it's like by a river or by a lake. Let's say it's lakeside. Let's do that. And the room, plateau, mountaintops, water level. Let's go water level. So I really love this program because it pre-gens terrain for you like this, and it makes making dungeons in a hurry super easy. So uh, over here you'll see a list of type of rooms you want, or these are like I guess you can call these the themes. Abandoned ruins, alchemist laboratory, castle, crypt, festive. They only have gingerbread house for festive, but mansion, tavern, village. Let's go. Let's make a tavern. So let's make a tavern on this lakeside in the middle of the jungle. Why not? Let's say we want a great hall where everybody's going to do the drinking. And uh, so you'll right click to move the map around. That's pretty standard. And to make a room, you just drag and drop. Did I say drag and drop? Drag and click? Drag and release? But you'll get this little cogwheel as it's preparing. My computer's being a little slow right now, but it's fine. And that's really all there is to it. You can turn AI on and off. If you keep the AI on, it automatically populates like furniture and furnishing in general. And let's say we have our great hall now. But what if we wanted to add a bedroom to this great hall, and we go up here and say there's a bedroom here and here, side by side bedrooms. And there you go. Automatically populates it. It populates it thematically, but kind of random, and I really like that aspect. You can place objects if there's something that you want. They add new objects all the time. I really like that. Say we wanted to place a nice rug. You just click on which rug you want, just throw it down there. You can also delete whatever you want out of the room. If it populates something you don't like necessarily, throw it out. And I really like that aspect as well. And go back to rooms. Something else you can do if you accidentally made a room too big. Let's say you did that and you want to take these down a space. And there you go. You can just click remove room. You can edit rooms completely and delete them all at once. You can place windows, doors. Removing walls is a big deal. Say you decided you want this to be one big room. You can just go through, hold click, and it'll delete that whole wall for you. Same with adding walls, I think. Maybe. I haven't figured that part out yet. Can I do that? Yeah, you can add walls just like that. And like Control Z is a undo if you wanted to do that. With the tavern, let's say we wanted a latrine. We wanted a potty. Put the potty right up here. Same thing, it just populates it automatically. But let's see, I messed up, made it a square too big. Delete it. Now it's the same size, and we can put a pantry right here. And in less than, what, 5 minutes, I've created a very nice usable map. They when uh windows populate automatically, doors populate. If you wanted to move doors or remove doors, just hit the doors tool over here, click on your door and remove it. If you wanted to move it, hold and click and hold, click and drag. And same same with these items. If you don't like them, if you want to move them, you can just delete them. Now, I do have one gripe about this program that I haven't really been able to find a workaround. Uh, well, I was able to find a workaround. I wasn't able to do it on my own. I had to reach out to the internet for help, but we'll get to that when we get there. And the best part about this whole program is that you can export to your preferred VTT. I use Foundry. 3D walls, render lighting, make sure it's highest quality. I always turn the grid off, and we're going to export that. And we will export it as, well, let me triple click, test tavern, and save it. Okay, export it over here, continue. And this is the kicker. This is what sold me on this program, and why I am making this video right now. Is we'll get Foundry up and running whenever it decides to populate. There it goes. And let's use Thursday's game, because I'm going to delete this one anyway. Game Master. Let it load everything. And over here you'll create a scene. Gonna name it test. Let me move my camera down here a little bit so you can see what's going on. Exit off of that. This test right here, you're gonna right click and whoop, go down to import data. Choose your file. I made a folder called Dungeon Stuff for all of my maps I've been making, but you're going to import the .json. Click import. Then you're going to right click, configure, background image, choose file, and then choose the JPEG, by the same name. And here's why you have to do that, because the JSON adds in all of the ambient lighting and stuff that you're going to need to use. Let's turn that off. And then let's activate this scene. And here is my test tavern that I made. Now, what's really dope about this is you can go to your lighting, and all of the little lights that you put in Dungeon Alchemist show up here, and they act as lighting in your game. And if that isn't a good enough sell on this, it also adds in all of your walls. So walls and windows, doorways. It is it's the biggest time saver in the world to me. Let's toss out a random actor. We'll do this guy. We'll click on him. And you can see from his point of view, all of it works. Come down here to this door. Zoom in. Click right here. It opens. All of the lighting works perfectly. I have, like I said, I have about 7 hours into this, and I haven't came across any issues with lighting being imported over. Granted, I only have about 6 or 7 maps made, but I think that's a good sign. The one gripe I do have, which, in my opinion, it's still worth. Right now, I bought it on Steam. I think for 44 USD. I think it's still worth it, but you cannot make like underground dungeons using this. So I did have a little workaround. I'm gonna show you how I did that. The easiest way that I thought to do it was there's this little terrain tool. You can raise it, and you can adjust the size that you raise all at once. And what I did, I just raised all the terrain to max, right? And I'm gonna do that. It takes a minute. Not as long as you would expect, thankfully. But if you're making like an underground cave or underground passage in any way, uh, you might be able to see what I'm doing here. But let's raise all of this. I'm going to raise all this terrain, and it does take a while. But alternatively, you could just make a new map and make it mountainous, and it'll already populate very high mountains. But I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch because that's just the kind of guy I am. And I wish I could take credit for this method, but uh, I found a Reddit post, and I can't remember the name of the Reddit user. So if you happen across this video, let me know in the comments. But we're going to raise all of this terrain to max height, and there's smoothing tools and other things you can use. This is just a very bare bones way of doing it. Raise all this terrain to max, and let's say you want a path over here. You're going to hit flatten to room height, make this smaller, and let's make it even smaller. And you're just going to draw your path. You're just going to draw whatever path you want. You can zoom in. Strange lily pads are going to be there. And you're just going to make little caverns, and ravines. And you can leave some texture in there to make it seem like you have to climb over some rocks, stuff like that if you wanted. Things like that. But that's it in a nutshell. That's the solution I found to not having any kind of like actual dungeon making tools. And then that's just a little sample of it. And we'll go to paint terrain and then paint this. Bring this down and then make it rocky. Make it cave colored. Very quickly, just doing that to show you. This can be the mouth of your cave. Let's delete these. You can also just hit delete on your keyboard. And let's go back to here. Flatten terrain to room height. Actually, let's just straight lower terrain. And we can kind of make this an alcove. Give it a little bit of texture as you're walking in. Something like that. And I messed up right here. That's fine. We just flatten it back to room height. Get rid of that weird whatever I did there. That thing. And then just paint it back. Takes some time. Needs a little bit of fine tuning. I don't think it's the way it was intended to be used, but it's a great workaround. But that being said, I think Dungeon Alchemist is solid. I really like using it. It's really easy to use if you want to build cool underground taverns, I guess. But yeah, it's quick. It's very good if you're playing online with a group of friends and they hit a situation and you don't have a map for it. You can throw one together 5 minutes, something like that. Maybe not so much for this part, which is why I don't recommend it as a dungeon builder, but for building maps, building towns, there's village options, crypts, castles. The abandoned ruins is honestly my favorite. I like that one a lot. But yeah, I think it's solid. I think if you're looking for a solution to quickly build maps with your players like kind of waiting on you to do it, and you want all of your maps to look consistent, this is a great tool. I would rate it like 7 out of 10 just because there's no tool to build underground dungeons. But I hope that helps. I hope it sways your opinion to get this because can't recommend it enough. Leave a like, subscribe, comment, hit us up on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, maybe. I don't know if we've made a Twitter yet, but we're on there. I'm Jeff. This is Hillbilly Goblins. Have a good night.